you can count on us. This is 7 News Good Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning on this Monday morning. It's, midway through the month already. And
time just continues to fly this year, for sure.
It definitely has.
Well, we got plenty to get to this morning, including news and events from local installations, national and international military news, and, of course, the college football update on this Monday. But first, let's take a look at today's weather with meteorologist Michael Amanqua. Good morning, Michael.
Well, good morning, guys. Well, we're seeing mild conditions out there. We've seen mostly the partly clouded skies. Currently, it is 72 degrees at Fort Sill, and we're seeing partly clouded skies. Now, areas to our west are seeing a little bit of shower storm activity, so that could make our way to the area. Currently, for your PT forecast, you'll be generally in the upper 60s and lower 70s, and then we'll be getting up into the mid 70s by the time you get to around 9 to 10 a.m. this morning. Looking at satellite and radar, a little bit of activity pretty much in portions of Jackson, Tillman County here in Harmon County, and this will continue to be the case. Some of this activity will make its way towards the west near Altus and Vernon. You may get a little bit of this, but so a few areas may get some scattered showers this morning. Looking at the Jackson County Memorial Hospital Tower Cam, we're seeing mostly cloudy skies out there. We had a high of 94 degrees in Lawton, which is a little bit above average for this time of year. Even our lows were above average for this time, what we usually expect. And yesterday we had highs in the lower to mid 90s across the area. A few upper 70s and mid 80s in our far western counties where you saw a little bit more cloud cover.
President Trump has expanded his list of cities he wants to send the National Guard to in order to curb crime.
That's right. Memphis, Tennessee is the latest city in Trump's crosshairs, but as John Lawrence reports, he's facing stiff resistance from local leaders.
The National Guard is heading to Tennessee's second biggest city.
We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
that's the next city.
Deeply troubled. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington.
Tennessee Republican Governor Bill Lee was among the state and local officials who discussed with the White House the development of a, quote, multi-phased strategic plan to combat crime in Memphis. Democratic Memphis Mayor Paul Young was also involved with the talks.
I want to be clear. I did not ask for the National Guard, and I don't think it's the way to drive down crime. However, that decision has been made.
President Trump says his call for federal forces in Memphis came after speaking to Union Pacific CEO Jim Venna, who used to work in Memphis.
He said, when I walk one block to my hotel, they won't allow me to do it. They put me in an armored vehicle with bulletproof glass to take me one block. He said, it's so terrible.
So far, there's no official date set for sending troops to Memphis, but in a social media post, Governor Lee says he'll be working out the details with the Trump White House.
I'm certainly not happy about the National Guard. I am looking forward to trying to find ways to invest in the things that we're already doing to address crime in our city.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Well, Kyle, no one really likes to stand in lines, right? DMV, but particularly the pharmacy. So Reynolds Army Health Clinic has a new option to streamline the refill process and avoid the wait.
It involves the Q Anywhere system and uses a QR code. Each Reynolds Pharmacy prescription bottle now has a QR code right on the cap, which makes it even easier for people to scan and start their refill process anytime and anywhere.
One of the tools that we've had all along was this piece called Q Anywhere, where a patient could text message the pharmacy with a given phone number, and they can request what they want, as long as there's a new prescription at that time. One of the things that we have gone towards now is actually making that available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So say, for example, you take your last medication the night before of your blood pressure med, and you realize that, oh, shoot, I forgot. Now you have a way to do it. And one of the things that we have tried to make better is to give patients more information on how to access that service. So one of the things that we've done is we've actually printed a QR code on the tops of all of our prescription bottles that patients can use, where they can now request their prescriptions anytime, night or day.
You can find more information about the Q Anywhere prescription, including using that new QR code, by visiting the RATCH Facebook page or by calling the RATCH number at the bottom of your screen. Well, call in all military retirees. Fort Sill is hosting their 47th annual Retirement Appreciation Days this week. It'll kick off with an open house at Reinhardt's Fitness Center on Thursday from 8:30 in the morning until 2:30 in the afternoon. There will be numerous services available to retirees and their family members. And then on Friday, there will be a retiree luncheon at the Patriot Club starting at 11:30 a.m. You can find out more information by contacting the Fort Sill's Retirement Services office at one of the numbers on your screen.
And nothing caps off Retirement Appreciation Days like honoring another group of the Army's latest retirees after a lifetime of service.
Fort Sill is hosting their monthly retirement ceremony this Friday, September 19th at 2 in the afternoon at Reinhardt Fitness Center. The installation will recognize retirees and their families with all the pomp and circumstance that this type of ceremony entails. The community is welcome to attend, but if it does require a visitor pass. So if you don't have a DOD ID card, you'll need to get one of those. Congratulations to this latest group of retirees, and thank you for your service and sacrifice.
Well, today we're starting our series on military recruitment.
So up first is the Army Recruiting Office here in Lawton. Here's 7 News reporter Skylar Teddington with a closer look.
The Army Recruiting Office in Lawton sees many hopefuls looking to become soldiers day after day. It's a fairly simple process for those who come into the office.
So they would walk through the door, and then I will meet them first. And then I'll run through some quick pre-qualifying questions. And then I'll pass them on to a recruiter. They'll talk to them, and then we got to get them tested, do a physical, and then from there they enlist into the Army.
However, recruiting itself is a pretty unique job within the military.
For 17 years, I did nothing but wake up, do PT, train, go to the field, was in the motor pool. Here, it's a big adjustment because I'm in an office. It's more of a people job than the regular Army.
It's very community-oriented, so if you're a student, like to attend events, or if you're just out and about, chances are you've ran into a couple of recruiters.
We just make sure that we are out in the public and that we answer any questions that people might need. We like to get into the high schools and talk to the seniors. The JRTC programs at Lawton High, Eisenhower, and MacArthur, we're really big involved with them. If the city puts on events, we like to be out there for those. Basically anything that brings the public together, we like to be around.
Community and the people within it is something that means a lot to recruiters, so naturally their job goes beyond just being a job.
We're normal people. That's why I love the Lawton Fort Sill area. Every one of us has hobbies. We're not just Army soldiers. That's why it's good to, again, connect with the community and let them know that there's more to the Army.
Reporting for 7 News, I'm Skylar Teddington.
So Kyle, Skylar did a really good job in this package, so we'll be learning more from recruiters in the coming weeks.
Yeah, if you're looking to join, you can find recruiting offices for the Army, Navy, Marines, and the Air Force at 1423 Northwest 67th Street. They're open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Well, Fort Sill is reminding the public what to do if they encounter a drone.
So if you do encounter an unmanned aerial system, or just remember the acronym DRONE. So document the UAS with your camera for responders to identify, report it to the MP desk or iWatch, observe the height of the UAS and direction of travel, notice the features such as flashing lights, cameras, etc., and execute information to command or range control.
Now, Fort Sill is urging the public not to engage with any downed UASs before EOD units can clear them for explosive hazards. If you do happen to encounter one, you're encouraged to call iWatch at 580-588-0000.
Well, this Saturday is the annual Tour de Sill bike race. It kicks off at 8 in the morning from Lake Elmer Thomas Recreation Area. So Kyle, I know a number of people that look forward to this race every year. It goes through some pretty amazing Fort Sill terrain.
It seems like one of those races. We have quite a few of them around the area every year, and there are several route links depending on how far you want to go. As Fort Sill MWR's Ethan Briner explains, it truly is an event for riders of various levels of experience.
27 miles, 38 miles, 49 miles. If you want one of the most scenic routes on Fort Sill, this is your opportunity. If you're an intramural rider, if you're a seasoned rider, it's got everything for you. Kicks off at 8, registration is at 7. You still can sign up online. If you're looking to sign up, sill.armymwr.com is the website to go to. Get all the information on our cycling events, our running events, everything else you're looking for.
Now, the event is open to the public, and the cost is about $45. It always has a great turnout, so be sure to register in advance to save your spot. And are you transitioning out of the military, or are you looking for your next career? Well, Army Community Services is inviting the public to a job and education fair next Thursday, September 23rd, at the Soldier for Life Transition Complex on Fort Sill.
That event will be from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. Local employers looking to hire will be on site, and there will also be people on hand to talk about continuing your education and get certified for multiple other career fields. The event is free and open to the public. If you have any questions, you can call ACS at the number on your screen. Well, Airmen with the 97th Air Mobility Wing's demonstration team took to the skies above London International Airport in Canada for the Air Show London Sky Drive 2025 earlier this month.
Now, Team Altus showcased the KC-135 Stratotanker with a series of maneuvers, including high and low speed passes, an overhead flyover, and a slow flight maneuver. Crew members say it was a tremendous honor to represent the tanker and heavy aircraft community.
Well, Shepherd Air Force Base is inviting you to come throw axes this weekend at the Afterburner Axe Throwing Tournament. The event is this Saturday at 5 p.m., but you must register by the end of today to be able to participate.
$15 will get you entered into that competition. Contestants will compete to get the highest score to win, such as prizes as a $25 gift card. You can call or stop by the Commons to get signed up.
And parents, if you're looking to get a break after a long work week, the Madrigal Youth Center on Shepherd Air Force Base is offering to take care of your kiddos for a parents' night out. The event will be this Saturday from 6 until 10 or 11 p.m. and costs $40 per child. Saturday's theme will be Treasure Island. You can contact the Madrigal Youth Center at the number on your screen for more information.
Well, the midshipmen of Navy came to Oklahoma over the weekend and thumped Tulsa. Highlights from Week 3 of Academy College football coming up after this break.
This 7 News broadcast is sponsored by Southwest Buick GMC.
This just in, the town of Velma is being evacuated.
Stay connected to the team you trust your way. Get breaking news and investigations here on the 7 News app.
Mark, what are you seeing?
Right now I'm here at 2nd and F.
Instant forecast with real-time alerts here on the First Alert 7 weather app. And stream live on your TV here or watch anytime on your schedule. Download all 3 for free. Stay connected to 7 News wherever you are. Don't wait to see the news that affects you. Know first with 7 News at 4 p.m. 7 News, working for you every night at 5 and 6. Here's your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Michael Amanqua.
And we're looking at our current temperatures right now. We're sitting in the upper 60s and lower 70s across the area in Texoma, 72 in Lawton right now, 70 in Wichita Falls, 72 in Duncan, 73 in Warwick, 74 in Vernon right now, 75 in Frederick, 74 in Altus, a little bit cooler in our northwestern counties at 66 in Elk City. As we look at our relative humidity values, they're anywhere between 50, 60, 70%, a lot more humid in our northwestern counties and even our far western and eastern counties. A little bit of a dry spot in the central portions of Texoma. Winds are pretty calm right now, but they're generally out of the southeast and we're between 0 to 10 miles an hour. Now, the trough that within this greater area of trough here, we kind of have this area of high pressure dominating most of the Great Lakes in the Midwest. And this area of low pressure, this upper level disturbance, was responsible for giving us some of the shower and storm activity yesterday, especially portions of western Oklahoma going up into Kansas, and also gave a lot of severe weather in parts of the Dakotas where there were several tornadoes, confirmed tornadoes down there. This low area of the disturbance will push off into Canada. We're watching for this one will make its way closer to our area by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, giving us another bump in rain chances as we go into, especially your Thursday morning, will give us a decent shot of some rain. And then as we look at our surface levels right now, we can see this boundary right now separating much cooler air in the Rockies between much milder air that we're going to experience this week. And we continue to have around average temperatures or slightly above average temperatures as we go through much of the week with the cool front coming in by your Thursday.
Well, it's time for our weekly Academy College football update.
So, Kyle, it was another good weekend for the Navy. So the midshipmen improved to 3-0 with a win right here in the Sooner State. They knocked off Tulsa 42-23.
The Navy was able to overcome 3 early turnovers and rally from a 14-0 deficit. The midshipmen dominated on the ground once again as they racked up nearly 370 rushing yards, led by quarterback Blake Horvath, who rushed for $160.
Now, Navy is 2-0 in the American Conference play. They'll get a bye week before hosting Rice on September 27th. Well, on the flip side, not a great weekend for the Air Force. The Falcons lost their Mountain West opener to Utah State, 49-30.
Yeah, turnovers, the big difference in that one. Air Force gave the ball away 3 times, leading to 2 touchdowns for Utah State. Quarterback Liam Zarka with 3 touchdowns in the loss. The Falcons draw another big test this week. They will host Boise State on Saturday night. Army had the week off. The Black Knights will return to action Saturday when they host North Texas.
Checking a look around the Army. So soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Squadron of the 2nd Cav Regiment at Hohenfeld's training area in Germany was part of an exercise Sabre Junction. They participated in a simulated chemical attack.
And the simulation tested the unit's ability to operate in a chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear environment. Soldiers ran frantically through the wood line to grab their gas masks while also providing medical assistance to those laying on the ground as if they were injured from the attack.
So the unit was targeted by indirect fire and chemical rounds to simulate a coordinated enemy attack on a headquarters position.
And soldiers from the U.S. joined allies from multiple NATO countries in Slovakia as part of Exercise Toxic Valley earlier this month. Toxic Valley 25 is a multinational open-air chemical warfare agent collection and assessment training for CBRN response teams and mobile laboratories.
The United States and Slovakia are committed to strengthening their partnership through joint training during Toxic Valley 25, providing both nations with opportunities to learn from one another and share valuable knowledge. Family and friends gathered in North Carolina over the weekend to honor the life and legacy of Air Force Major General Joseph McNeil. Coming up on Good Morning Fort Sill, we'll remember the life and career of the civil rights icon.
This just in, the town of Velma is being evacuated.
Stay connected to the team you trust your way. Get breaking news and investigations here on the 7 News app.
Mark, what are you seeing?
Right now I'm here at 2nd and F.
Instant forecast with real-time alerts here on the First Alert 7 weather app. And stream live on your TV here or watch anytime on your schedule. Download all 3 for free. Stay connected to 7 News wherever you are. Don't wait to see the news that affects you. Know first with 7 News at 4 p.m. 7 News, working for you every night at 5 and 6.
Forces from Russia and Belarus are carrying out a major joint military drill. Military forces began training at ranges in both countries and over the Baltic and Barents Seas.
Western officials say the exercises are scaled back significantly from 2021, with most of Russia's forces currently fighting in Ukraine. But the drills come at a perilous time with NATO members on high alert. And speaking of NATO, they've launched an initiative to reinforce Eastern European defenses after a Russian drone incursion into Polish airspace last week. The operation includes assets from Denmark, France, the UK, and Germany.
NATO leaders say that Russian aggression was not an isolated incident and was meant to be a test of their abilities to respond to provocations in their airspace.
Well, in Wisconsin, members of the Green Bay community donned the Union and Confederate uniforms over the weekend for the 2nd installment of the Wisconsin Civil War encampment reenactment.
So the event gives visitors a hands-on experience of what life was like during the 19th century during the Civil War. The experience included dressing like a soldier and seeing what life was like for women and children on the home front. And friends and family gathered over the weekend in North Carolina to honor the life of late Major General and civil rights icon Joseph McNeil.
McNeil was a member of the Greensboro Four who made history in 1960 when they refused to give up their seats at a segregated lunch counter in Greensboro. He later went on to serve in the U.S. Air Force and retired as a Major General.
General McNeil died earlier this month from complications of Parkinson's disease. He was 83 years old. Well, an Army veteran is using his hot dog cart to help him overcome the hardships of PTSD. A few years ago, William Elliott couldn't imagine standing in a crowd, let alone running a food cart.
Elliott served in the infantry from 2006 until 2012, and while the uniform came off, the war didn't. He says PTSD had such a tight grip on him that even simple conversations felt impossible.
But after reaching out for help and getting therapy, he slowly found a path towards healing, one hot dog at a time.
I've made so many good connections in the last month, and it makes me feel like I got a place in the world again. You know, I'm just not to my one circle. Like, I'm accepted in the world. You know, you have a good support system in your corner. I promise you, it's so much easier when somebody has an understanding and you don't keep it in.
Here's your first alert forecast with meteorologist Michael Amankwa.
And a last look at your PT forecast. Temperatures will be in the upper 60s and lower 70s across the area with partly to mostly cloudy skies. And again, you can't rule out an isolated shower or storm. You'll get up to around 75 degrees by the time you get to around 9 to 10 a.m. And we'll have partly to mostly cloudy conditions for your Monday. Partly cloudy for most of the day with about a 20% chance of an isolated shower or storm. We clear out a little bit as you go into your Tuesday morning, and then another chance of the 20% chance of scattered showers, isolated showers or storms, I should say. And then we're just going to repeat the same thing going into your Wednesday, although we'll clear out for your Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday evening, another chance of some showers and storms. We get a lot more, we have a better rain chance going into your Thursday morning with especially the northern part of the area seeing some scattered showers and storms. And then tapering off by the time you get to your Thursday evening. Going into your Friday, we start tapering off rain chances, only about 10% chance of an isolated shower or two. And then we bump it up to about 20% going into your Saturday. Now, as you look at the highs today, 92 for the lot in the area, partly cloudy with an isolated shower or storm. Going into tonight, a low of 68 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And then as we go into tomorrow, we have a high of 91 degrees with an isolated shower or storm possible. Winds at the south and southeast at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And looking at your 7-day forecast, we're going to continue to have temperatures in the upper 80s and lower 90s. And then we get a cool front by your Thursday, and then a bump in rain chances. And then we're going to continue to have upper 80s going into the weekend.
Looking forward to having those 80s back for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll tell you what, the weather has been decent though this summer completely, to be honest.
Really
with you,
has.
I mean,
a little warmer morning this morning though. I mean, kind of got used to having those 60s the last couple of days.
A lot more cloud cover preventing it from really going down. So
yeah, looking forward to it though this fall though for sure.
Well, thanks for watching Good Morning Fort Sill. Check that 7 News app today for updates and breaking news.